Hi, welcome back to chapter 4, SMG 453. Right, in this chapter, we're going to focus on the project, which includes the planning, managing the risks, performing, controlling, and as well as terminating the project. Alright, so at the end of this chapter, you should be able to identify the elements involved in establish a project plan, how to manage risk, identify and assess risk, steps in project control processes, actions should be taken when project is terminated. And lastly, you're going also to learn about the evaluations. Okay, there are two types of evaluation, internal and external. So planning the project, you have to keep in mind that project that overruns their budget, miss completion dates, or even partially satisfy their technical specifications. This is all because they don't have a baseline plan. I've already mentioned in the previous chapter, you should have a baseline plan that should be compared with the actual progress. Okay, this is to make you are on track and to work as a guidance for you. Okay, people involved in performing the project should participate in planning the work, and because they are most knowledgeable. So it is very important for you to have the plan first, draft the plan first, then only you can run it. Okay. Managing risk is very simple. I bet every one of you know that whenever we are having a project, there will be risk happening. So you need to know how to manage it. Risk can be defined as a possibility and unwanted circumstances will occur resulting in loss. Okay, whenever risk happen, it is something that we doesn't know, uncontrolled circumstances, unforeseen circumstances. It will result in loss. Okay, so you have to accept that risk is part of the project. For example, like this semester, you're supposed to have a project that should be run. However, due to COVID-19 situation, you will not be able to do so. So this is the risk. Okay, this is the risk. So there are four components, which is risk identification. Identify first, assess, then you create a risk response plan, and then you monitor it. Okay, so identification means you determine which risk might badly affect your project. Okay, so you can do that by do a brainstorm with your team, or maybe you can get a historical information from past project. Okay, and then after you identify it, you assess it. So assess means that the probability that the risk event will occur and degree of impact, is it high, low, or medium? After you have identified the risk, you already know which risk are you going to face. Now you need to assess whether it is a high risk, low risk, or moderate risk. Okay, so you can use this risk assessment matrix. Okay, for example, the risk is rain on the day of event. Consequences may occur, low attendance and incur a financial loss. And then it can be low, moderate, or high. It's a moderate. The impact is high due to the financial loss and due to the low attendance. Okay, what are the action triggered? So you do a weather forecast 2 days before event. Who is the responsible person? It's Laura. And what are the response plans? Response plans means it's a backup plan. You already have a backup plan, so you already know what to do. Okay, so this is very important. So you can use this risk assessment matrix whenever you want to do a project. Then we have a risk response plan, like what we have mentioned earlier. It's under Laura. So you have to develop an action plan that reduce the impact, or it may also help you to overcome the risk. Okay, so you assign a responsible person, just like before this, it's Laura. Wow, I'm trying my very best. It's Laura. Okay, then a risk plan is used to avoid, mitigate. Mitigate means you are ease the risk or accept the risk. Okay. Right. And then we have risk monitoring. Risk monitoring involve regularly reviewing the risk management metrics through the project. So it means that you are trying your very best to review the risk management metrics. So either the risk had been reduced or not, and either it had been overcome or not. So you will have to monitor that. Okay. Important to determine whether there is any changes to the occurrence or potential impact to the risk. After you have taken the response plan, sometimes the risk might be mitigated and it might be reduced. So you have to update that, okay, to your project manager or to yourself. Okay, performing the project. Once the baseline has been developed, project work can be proceed. So the project team led by the project manager will implement the plan and perform activities. Okay. How to control? It's a monitor progress. You measure the actual and compare it to the baseline. You track the activities have been completed or not, or how much money had been spent. And if you're not on the track, so you take corrective actions to get back on track. Alright, so regular reporting period should collect the data on actual performance, information on any changes, and then you have to also remember that data should be collected in timely manner and it should be used to update the schedule and budget. So you should know whether you have overrun your budget or you have delayed schedule. So it's very important for you to update. Okay. So project management is proactive. Yes, you have to be one step ahead. You have to engage with the problem. So because when the project objective is accomplished, then the customer is satisfied. It's very important. Your priority is your customer. Right now, terminating the project. We are terminating the project is because we want to, because it had come to an end and we need to properly terminate, because it will give you a good reputations and it will also enhance a good feedback and you will do a lot more improvement for your future project. So make sure that all the payments have been collected from the customers. Ensure that all the payments for materials, subcontractors have been paid. You should not make people waiting for the money because it's about money, right? People argue about money. Conflict also arises from money problem. Okay, prepare written performance evaluation on each member of the project team and hold post meeting and celebrate yet. Don't celebrate yet. So you need to do an internal post project evaluation. This is among yourself. You need to discuss, have a meeting. So you talk about the performance of your project. So you can do a post-mortem. You can discuss, brainstorm for a better future project. And for the external external evaluation comes from your customers. So you have to have customer feedback, meet them to discuss whether the project had caused them satisfaction or maybe whatever complaints or critiques that they want to share. You just need to be very open and listen to them, because it's really good to listen to critics and the comments. It helps in future projects. Okay. I think that is all for this chapter. I really hope that you understand about this chapter. Usually this chapter will mostly ask about the risk managing, how you manage risk, and the 4 phase of risk management. So you need to know that as well. Therefore, I think I'm going to see you guys in the next chapter. Right, so hopefully you guys are doing well. Don't forget to stay at home, stay safe, stay hygienic. Um, don't go don't go anywhere, and please complete your assignment. Thank you so much. Assalamualaikum. Oh God, I forgot. There's also early project termination. This is because when you done your research and cost will be more than originally anticipated, then you're going to terminate your project early, right? So that is all. If you have any question, do ask a question in the Padlet or Island, or you can WhatsApp me. Thank you. Assalamualaikum.